What's up, More Than Human Fit listeners? Are you ready to elevate your training game to the next level? Look no further than X Marshall for the ultimate gear and apparel designed to fuel your performance and style. From high performance compression wear to durable training gear, X Marshall has you covered. Crafted with premium materials and cutting edge technology, each product is engineered to enhance your comfort and optimize your training sessions. I know personally, I never hit the gym without my X Marshall compression gear. It's like a second skin, offering support and flexibility. The durability of X Marshall's training equipment is like unmatched. It withstands intense workouts, making it an essential part of my routine. And it's a fraction of the cost of those other premium gear companies such as Yokow and Hayabusa. Remember, champions aren't born, they're trained. Choose X Marshall, where champions gear up. What's going on, people? Today I'm reviewing a Hard2Hurt video, a really good video. It highlights a lot of the things that I feel like I'm dealing with currently. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into today's video.
Of all the choices you make in a fight, strategic, tactical, technical, technique is the least important when it comes to winning a fight. In a fight, you're pitting your tactics and strategy up against another person's tactics and strategy using your physical and mental attributes, your technique, like if your jab does it, your shoulder does this, or if it doesn't do that, that barely matters. It almost never matters. But unfortunately, that's the thing that most people focus on. When you're learning techniques, they think like, oh, your jab has to be so perfect. Your technique doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be good.
He's right. Honestly, that's one of the things that I'm struggling with now currently. Coming from a traditional martial arts background, they really stress the importance of being perfect with your technique. I started in karate and kung fu. We were heavy with kata. Yeah, we sparred kumite and stuff like that, but if you saw the kata versus the kumite, you would think that we were practicing two completely different things.
Let's get started. Your coach is gonna tell you all kinds of stuff about the jab, like you gotta keep this other hand here. And it starts from your face, goes straight out to the target. He'll probably tell you something like turn it over. He'll probably tell you something like the shoulder meets your chin. He might tell you to turn this hip. He might tell you to take a step. He's gonna tell you a lot of details that he's gonna say are very, very important, and when you mess them up, he's gonna correct you. The truth is, he doesn't throw his jabs like that. Not in sparring and not when he was fighting.
Right, we fucking don't. If you see videos of me sparring, we don't.
That stuff doesn't really matter. The shoulder coming up to meet your face doesn't matter. It even starting from here doesn't matter. There's lots of jabs that start from a low like this, and this can actually help you land the jab because you can hide this thing behind their glove. That's a tactical choice.
Canelo does that a lot. It's called his invisible jab. You know, you see it a lot of times in his fights. He'll kind of bob and his lead hand will be kind of low, and then out of nowhere he hits that jab coming up top. It's actually pretty fucking cool, and I've used it a couple times in sparring and it works amazingly.
Which is a higher priority than technical choices. Even this hand here, it doesn't have to be here. I mean, if it's down and you get hit, you're gonna get hurt. But if it's up and you get hit, you'll just get hurt a little less. This also acts as a counterbalance. This also acts as resting your arm. That's the reason we make these errors are because we're scared and lazy. If I'm scared and lazy, I need to counterbalance to get out of here, and my arm's heavy, so I don't want to pick it up. But if I put it up here, I might be slower and get tired. Like, there's no reason that it has to.
He's right. The reality is when you're punching, your shoulders are going to get tired. Like, I don't care who you are. No one can hold their hands up at their face for the entirety of a fight. And if you are so set and like making sure that it's there, you're going to slow down your ability to react to what's coming back at you and also you're going to slow down your ability to flow. Sometimes you drop your hands even when you're in close range and just keep your head moving because you need to rest your arms. Like, that shit gets heavy. Trust me, especially if you got muscles like me. Make sure that you're alert. Be alert to whatever you're throwing and whatever's coming back at you so that you know to move or raise your hand up really quickly if you're in that much danger.
To be here other than I know from a tactical standpoint that when I step in on my jab, I'm likely to meet resistance from this side. I might eat a counter shot, and I need it there for that reason. If I know through superior tactics and strategy that that's not what's gonna happen, this is okay. Version of either your fist goes like this, or your fist goes like this. Your fistual orientation depends. This is not always right. This is not always right. One of my mentors and close friends, Jared Robinson, USBO super lightweight champion, he teaches the hook like this. I teach the hook like this. But guess what? Sometimes he throws his hook like this. Sometimes I throw my hook like this. The truth is, there's no right way. This way is harder. This way is harder. this way reaches further and might clear the shoulder. That's how you make these choices. They're tactical choices and strategic choices, not technical choices. In fact, the orientation of your fist depends on your range. When you're close, your palm is up. Close range shot is like that. As we get a little further, it's like this. At great distance, it's like that. And then far away, it's even turned over like that.
Absolutely true. I tell my students this all the time. When you're throwing your hooks, it all depends on how far away you are. If I'm like up in somebody's shit, like I'm here, I'm not going to throw my hook like this. Like, it's not going to land the way I want it to. I'm going to throw it like this because I want to rip my fist up through their spine at a diagonal angle, really maximizing the torque that I put through it. But if I'm at mid-range, throwing it like this is probably better than throwing it like this, because I throw it like this, I'm not going to be able to really turn as I want to on it, unless I'm like throwing a kick, because I know like strategically, if I throw like this, they're gonna step back, and maybe I don't want to commit to throwing like this, because this one is a committal hook. This one is not. I can kind of just like come back off that. This one I'm really rotating. So it depends on the person. If the person like likes to step back after you throw something, like you throw a big shot, maybe I'll throw my hook like this and then launch the kick because I know he's in kicking range. But again, it's all about strategy and tactics.
On your range. The reason that you do that is because all I'm trying to do is line up those good two knuckles. Those two knuckles right there. That's the ones I'm trying to line. That's what happens in a boxing or kickboxing match where you're wearing gloves and you hit somebody like that. It hurts and it scores points. It doesn't hurt as much as this, but we couldn't land that because we were out here and we're wearing boxing gloves, so it's okay. And guess what? If you weren't wearing boxing gloves and you hit somebody in a street fight like that, or in an MMA fight, which they do all the time, it hurts. The uppercut. Let me show you some uppercuts. You know how to do an uppercut? We go down, we come up. That's an uppercut. Guess what else is an uppercut? We go down and we don't come up. Boom. Guess what else is an uppercut? We don't go down, we don't come up, we just throw it. Guess what else is an uppercut? That's an uppercut. Uppercuts could be down and up, down and stay down. This one, I add more legs, more leg muscles to the punch. This one, I stay low, so I stay out of danger. There's lots of reasons to break all these rules about technique.
He's absolutely right. A lot of the uppercuts we see in like movies and shit have really fucked up how people view uppercuts in actual like fights. So a lot of times when they do uppercuts in movies, they like drag it all the way from hell. Like you see in anime like Hajime no Ippo, they drag that uppercut from hell. And so everybody thinks the uppercut is down here. The problem with a lot of uppercuts isn't that you're dragging it from hell, it's that the mechanics of the body that they're using to throw the uppercut is just fucked, because they want to throw the uppercut using all this back power and strength because they feel like that's where your back muscles are tight. I can feel this, so I know there's power tension in that. There's power in that tension, but there's also power in that bolo uppercut. There's also power in sitting down and coming up through my legs. There's also power in sitting down and just rotating. So understanding where the power base is best for you, and understanding what position you're in to throw the best uppercut, it's that comes from fight IQ.
You know all that? It's probably time for you to take control of your own training. Like, You should be working after 2 years or after you started fighting, you should be training at the tactical and strategic level more so than technical. Because like this jab, that jab hurts. And maybe my shoulder being down will make this jab land when otherwise it wouldn't. And how I'm gonna figure that out is through reps. Because in a fight, you're not pitting your technique versus theirs. Very rarely, almost never, is technique the problem. You are pitting your strategy.
I'm gonna end the video there, but he's right. Problem with a lot of fighters is that they're going technique against technique. And I'll tell you right now, you could be the best technical fighter and still lose to a fighter who's just dog. Fighting is not about technique. It's about who can implement their strategy to land the best shots. And that's it. I always tell my people this. Everything works until it doesn't. Literally, I've done some kung fu shit where like I'm doing Wing Chun while I'm sparring. I think I'm gonna do a Muay Thai Wing Chun sparring video and show y'all what I mean, because I feel like a lot of people are not gonna believe me when I say that. But I've literally done like Wing Chun, block, boom, boom, and done it the entire round and had major success. Everything works until it doesn't. It's less about like having that perfect technique and more about having the best strategy and tactics so that you can impose your will on the other person. Now again, having decent technique and getting your punch and your kicks there without hurting yourself and just hurting them, look, I'm never going to be against that. But there's a template, there are fundamentals, but then after you get your fundamentals and your template in your blood and in your biomechanics, then it's time to start taking that shit to the next level and start working on how am I going to use these fundamentals to be a better strategy person. How am I going to tactically get to that person? How am I going to tactically win this fight, be better in this sparring round, whatever, what have you, giving as much damage or scoring as much points without getting scored on. And sometimes that just means we might have to break away from technique. I think that this was a video that I really needed to see. I'm gonna post the sparring video of me, and y'all are gonna see why, because I've been struggling with that in myself too, because like I said, I come from a karate and kung fu background, and it's still in my bones where like I want to have perfect technique even when I'm sparring, and it's fucking me up. So I really need to start internalizing this and breaking away from that mindset. And if you're having the same troubles, make sure that you watch this, and you know I'm gonna link the actual video to this, because all shout out to Hard2Hurt, because he made very good points and I really need to be reminded of that. Other than that, that's the video for today. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's a small gesture from you, but for us it means a lot. Trying to get to 10K by the beginning of next year, and if you want to support the channel, donate to the Patreon, donate to the Cash App. Links are going to be in the section below. Also, tell me what you're struggling with. Maybe I can give some insight on it. If you wanna, you have a video that you want me to talk about, a specific, thing you want me to react to, make sure that you go and you tag me in it. Go to my Instagram, follow me on Instagram, follow me on X, follow me on Threads. I guess that's really big now or whatever. But mainly it's Instagram and YouTube for me. So other than that, y'all be easy.